Where's him? It's hammer time.
1, 2, 3. When you are a category of 1, you're playing at the 5 level of leadership. Fair? But the problem with that model is it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Okay?
It sucks.
And you burn out. And that's happened to me in 2023, running at 7 figures, but my profit margins were like 45%. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is not worth it. And that's why we have the pleasure and the appreciation to be able to choose clients that we get to work with and not just constantly be on this, client acquisition hamster wheel, the go viral hamster wheel, no different. What that actually tactically looks like, Caleb, showing you in front of your own eyes what is possible when you can clone your skill and your competency and your authority, your expertise on your subject matter. But the interesting thing is that you can optimize, that's done so that you can spend more time optimizing your embodiment as a human being so that you can show up and serve those that you love and then your next chapter as a leader.
Raw in front of the camera, and you don't want to have a straight face like this.
Today was amazing. We had so many awesome speakers. I want to give it up for Lauren and Caleb, the hosts of the Ghosts of AI. Let's go. And thank you so much of return on investment. Y'all saw the powerful slide or demonstration of Caleb showing you in front of your own eyes what is possible when you can clone your skill and your competency and your authority, your expertise on your subject matter. But the interesting thing is that you can optimize, that's done so that you can spend more time optimizing your embodiment as a human being so that you can show up and serve those that you love and then your next chapter as a leader. And the most important decision you're ever gonna make in your whole business career is the business model. The business model is going to be about 50 to 60% of your success and longevity. This is why we want to focus on building long-term relationships with people. And that's why we have the pleasure and the appreciation to be able to choose clients that we get to work with and not just constantly be on this, client acquisition hamster wheel. Okay? Like the go viral hamster wheel, no different. So today I gave you a little bit of a training on authenticity. What does that mean to be congruent and grounded and on purpose and intentional? But how do you actually counterweight that with being potent? And I think a good example of someone who's also potent is Lauren, okay? Imagine a world where you did care so much, but at the same very time in the same action, you don't give a fuck about like people judging you, criticizing you. Because you deep down know who you are at the core, and you also know the value system through which you're actually funneling people into your world. Now, here's what I'm gonna show you, what that actually tactically looks like. We talked a lot about mindset, philosophy, values, vision, mission, all this really fun stuff. But sometimes I like to actually bring this down to reality and turn that into a predictable system. And the way that we were able to do that was to just observe a lot of people who I have access to, masterminds I've been a part of, there's 7, 8 figure entrepreneurs showing us the data. Hey Theo, this is what's working. And I think I'm really proud that I was someone who has learned from doubling down on things that have stopped working, and I had to drop my ego and trust in God's will that there is a new path that's opening up. Same path that opened up for the crypto pump, right? We all missed that train because y'all will probably be billionaires by now. So AI is that next wave mixed with what? Personal branding. Right? Personal branding, potency just implies that you are a category of 1. Say that out loud. Category of 1.
Category 1.
When you are a category of 1, you're playing at the 5 level of leadership. Level 1 is what we all go through. which I quite frankly don't think I could trust someone who hasn't gone through these 4 phases and they're saying that they play at a high level. Number 1 is, and this comes from the book, 5 Levels of Leadership. Number 1 is this kind of, you grow up in the ghetto, I hate myself, I hate the world, it's a terrible place, Satan energy. Level 2 is, the world is okay, but I'm a victim, I'm at the effect of life, right? I can't change my life. I have no choice in what unfolds in my life. Level 3 is when you wake up to what? Things like self-love, spirituality, all that beautiful stuff. And then you say, oh, you know what? We have to escape the matrix, right? We got, like, those guys, they don't have our best interest in mind, and we need to liberate ourselves. So that's level 3. A lot of people get very prideful around because they're so excited that they're now waking up. But here's the level 4. Level 4 is, I would say, top 3% of entrepreneurs that get stuck at this entrepreneur flywheel, which perfectly threads into why Lauren loves what she does, and she's actually inspiring and attracting a lot of powerful people in her world, which is that people get stuck at level 4 because they're always having to prove and perform that they're better, right, than other people. And they say, oh, well, the world's good, it's okay, but I have to prove that I'm above other people. And they get stuck in that flywheel because it's never enough for them. So the level 5, however, are people who are represented such as like Martin Luther King, Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, the best Michael Jacksons, the Martin Luther Kings, right? People who actually stood for something and they made a difference in their legacy. Who wants to leave a legacy before it's all said and done? Raise your hand. Okay? Say, I do.
I do.
Okay? Say this, I'm committed to playing to win and not to just lose, right? You know, you ever get that feeling like you're just playing not to lose and settling rather than playing offense, you're playing defense? You notice that about how the world's evolving now? People are like, oh, no, I don't trust anybody, and the trust recession and saturation and commoditization, all this stuff, right? So the level 5 leader, however, is a collaborative frame. It's a win-win frame. And that's enabling you to actually be unapologetic and unfuckwithable and unstoppable with truly the vision that you have for the world, but you're not even looking, you're not focusing on your competition really. You're actually playing for the joy of the dance. Say that loud. The joy of the dance. Okay, I can promise you that Kobe ain't thinking about the championship. He just absolutely loves the game, right? He's married to the game. So what I'm talking about is that what designed this was obviously through a lot of pain from, you know, growing up and feeling isolated, outcasted in America, but realizing that was a core identity issue that I had. And I want you to actually make a decision that you're going to claim that future version of yourself starting now. Is that okay?
I claim it.
Okay, are you gonna become the permission to not even step into that, but to remember that, right? I'm not telling you anything you don't know, okay? So from here, okay, now what we do is we say, we have to be strategic and practical because it can be very exciting to talk about all this ethereal philosophy, excitement stuff and rah-rah motivation. But ironically, a lot of my best clients, they don't need motivation. That's why I stopped doing motivational content and my sales skyrocketed. Why did I do that? Well, it's because I know that the gurus, they do that stuff. But the problem with that is that if I try to copy and parrot them, I'm not actually aware of the fact that the people who are their demographic or their target audience, they're taken care of. The people who are in coping, they're taken care of. So we work with a very sophisticated client who already understands the basic principles of sales and marketing and branding, but they really want to play at that elite level where they're held to a higher standard than maybe they hold themselves. Is that attractive to you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Where like you're ready to stop playing small,
Yes.
right? And do you see that actually at the highest level when you spend time who are performing at a high level, that it's actually easier to win because you're not in the taking energy, you're in the giving energy. And there's this overflow where I could give to you all I got as if today was the last day I have. And I trust that it's gonna come back to me, but I'm not in this, I'm giving to receive. You see the difference?
Yes.
It's a very subtle thing. So when you have this overflow of energy, like Jesus says, you know, the cup runneth over, that is the most attractive magnetic thing that you could embody. Wouldn't you agree? So so that's the energetic shift that you need to make. And it's a kinetic chain from inner behaviors to outer communication. And then the next step is to what? Turn that into a system with AI. As many sales calls as possible or sales opportunities for your business, and then hire the team, hire the salespeople, and then that's how you scale whatever offer, product, or service that you sell. Fair? But the problem with that model is it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Okay?
It sucks.
And you burn out. And that's happened to me 2023, running at 7 figures, but my profit margins were like 45%. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is not worth it. So I got rid of the sales team. For 3 months, I stopped marketing because I was honestly having like another identity crisis. So I'm like, oh my God, bro, like, is this really even gonna be worth it? So then I stopped marketing. I started to have conversations with people in the industry, okay? And they showed me how to build out an offer doc, a sell by chat process, like a DM process on Instagram, and create, instead of a funnel or a website or an ad campaign, turn your Instagram profile into a funnel itself. And the way you do that is you have to acknowledge, like, it goes ad to landing page, that has collecting the contact information for email marketing, then that leads to the VSL, which leads and layers of variable and risk of losing the lead.
It's so much work.
Right? It's ridiculous. Oh, follow up, text, all this shit, and you're like, it's just not attractive. You see my point? Yeah. Chasing people down? Nah, not a vibe. So what we did is we said, screw that. And we said, you know what? We're going to show people exactly how we can pretty much instantly, within 7 days, be strategic with the content on your feed. Ready to pay attention? The content on your feed is different from the content in your Reels section. And that synergizes with the content that you're posting on your stories feed. So the stories feed becomes middle of the funnel content. Long format content, lives, and YouTube videos are going to be what's called speed to lead nurture content. Those are VSL assets that you send to your leads before the sales call or within the context of DMs to pre-sell them so that they trust your process before they even get a pitch and are qualified. And it gives you so much authority. It just creates so much context before they even talk to you, right? Imagine that instead of what? Let me convince you, and would you just choose me? It's not a good frame to play from because you're already playing like the needy, like the needy friend zone frame. Instead, what you do is you lean back and they're already getting qualified through, like, imagine if you had like a video to just send them. It's the one video that you wish that every lead saw before they spoke to someone on your team to close, to sign them up. So that is a storytelling frame that positions you as the best solution to your dream client who's financially qualified, looking for a solution, ready for change, and believes that you have the best solution compared to all the other ones that are competing for that client. Make sense? Yeah. Right? And that comes not from time, guys. It comes from decisions, okay? As an entrepreneur, you've removed yourself from the paradigm from time exchange for money, and you've decided to play from numbers and metrics. So we measure things on a meticulous level, from drop-off rate on story viewers to measure that, to the follower ad. We spend $25 a day, which is super cheap, to just get people filled in the top of the funnel to see your profile. And then your profile is optimized. The last 9 posts and the bio is positioned, it has authority. It just is going to be the lead magnet that actually brings the attraction in for the lead to follow you. As soon as they follow you, there's an automation like what they can set up for, we can set up for you guys, where essentially now your organic content, which you were trying to grow and go viral, that doesn't happen anymore. That becomes middle of the funnel identity content, meaning branding content, 50% that, and then 50% very specific, very targeted mechanism posts where you're educating them about how you help your clients. So one is who and why, which is brand. The other is what and how, which is your business services. The last thing I'll lead you with is that once you understand the ecosystem, which is YouTube for long format and conversion, and then Instagram for lead flow and attracting qualified leads into your business, now your whole funnel is just on social media, and you will not necessarily even have to do email marketing, expensive ads, websites that no one visits. Instead, your Instagram becomes your website, and your website becomes obsolete. Okay? We haven't even talked about, which we'll talk about to you guys on our sessions with you guys specifically. We haven't even talked about the customized roadmap and blueprint for you guys to scale your business on business model, meaning the back end revenue of how you're actually ascending and cross-selling people into new solutions. Because I can almost guarantee you that if you just added another solution on the back end of that main core offer, you would be making way more money a lot faster and easier in building those long-term relationships, because they're much more likely to buy from you versus a cold new client. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much. Give it up for yourself. You see how, like, there was no wasted voices talk out of my mouth. I'm only just thinking about the system. You know, thank you.
Been on the boat. We've only been here for about 3 days, 3 días. And we went on a boat trip with the government officials, the business administration of Cabo, and we were just kind of learning about how they do things on an educational level, on a business level, on a governmental infrastructural level. And ultimately, the intention behind it was to get to become like friends and build community, so that if and when we partner with like more established people in Cabo and across the world, we're in 23 countries, my business is, we can build community and we can all collaborate on a fucking profound level where we're transforming the educational systems, giving resources and investments to kids who otherwise would not have the access to quality education and also safe environments for them to really thrive creatively. So as an example, Sweden has some of the highest quality brains of kids, and they develop very powerfully because the society is very safe, and there's not an overbearing by the government that's controlling everything, and they get access to high quality education. But not just that, 50% of the children's day in Sweden, for example, is full on recess mode. Which, what does that mean? It just means that the kids have 50% of their day where they're open to express and to play and to have fun and to create. And that's when their brain, boom, like their dopamine gets locked in, their hormones balance out, and they get into this upward spiral of momentum where they're just free, they're happy, they're having fun. And in business, when you're so serious, you become very heavy vibrationally, and it prevents you from thinking outside the box. And because your frequency is down here, it's at things like, oh, guilt, shame, unworthiness, fear, anger sometimes. But when you're in a high vibrational state, you're having fun, you're laughing, you're telling jokes, you're just learning, right? All of a sudden, your brain is capable of solving problems so fucking fast when it comes to generating lead flow, quality, conversion rate, when it comes to business models and ascension models, and managing how the cash flow scales your personal brand on social media. This is setting the foundation for kids to learn things like emotional intelligence, systems, money, sales, leadership, so that when they become like your age, they don't have to unlearn all this programming and get rid of all this like mental neurotic holding patterns that adults, right, we have to like overcome. Whereas the kids, they get this healthy atmosphere where they're already planted the seeds. They're planted the seeds so that when you become an adult, you are thriving. And you're not like, oh, I'm a victim and I hate myself and I don't like my life. Why is life so hard and I can't do anything right and blah, 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 blah. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve love. Like all the stuff that adults deal with, we could have prevented if the system had our best interest in mind and they allowed us to set us up for success. But that's what I'm saying about, this is about generational wealth. This is about having a strong, clear philosophy about why you do what you do, a value system, and a shared vision. When we have high levels of synergy, high levels of impact, high levels of communication, you're able to get more reach for your social media, you're able to get more revenue,
aka and also profit margins with the help of AI. And you're also able to increase your reputation in the marketplace and become known for something. And ultimately, what does that lead you to? What everybody wants more of, which is what? Global influence.